Hello, OECD survey administrators. Thank you for helping us make this large international study of social and emotional skills possible. The folks at the Houston Education Research Consortium, or HERC for short, wanted to provide this video to show you all what the students will see when they log in and take the survey. This should help clarify some points you all will make in the script you are asked to read to students. So during that 30-minute period where you get to the school and you talk to the CSC and you figure out what room you're in, a lot of what you'll be spending time doing is logging in on the devices. So what you need to log into is this link right here, ssesms.sonet.com.au, and this is what takes you to the login page. And so these procedures might be different from campus to campus. You might have some campuses where the IT coordinator has already brought up these pages when you get there. It might be on the hub for students to click on, or you might have to be the one that manually goes in and types it on every computer. So this is the link that you'll need to type. So go to that link and it will take you to this login page. So those login slips you give to students when they enter the room, it's going to have a unique 9-digit username and a unique 9-digit or 5-digit password, and those are numbers, so they won't be letters or anything like that. That's only because I have the demonstration login information here. So once the students have put their login information, you'll have them click the black arrow, and they won't see this page. This is just the page that shows up on the demonstration login, but the next page is what they will see, and it takes a second to load. There it goes. Okay, so this is the first page they'll see. This is the language selection page. And you'll see that there's all caps, exclamation points, it's bolded, it's in different colors. That's because this is super important point to drive home in the script is that once they pick the language that they want to take the survey in, they can't go back. So in this drop-down menu, they can pick English or Spanish. So if they pick Spanish, and they click on the green arrow, they have to take the rest of the survey in Spanish. Same thing for English. They choose English, click on the green arrow, there's no going back, okay? So it's really important to make it clear that if you're a Spanish speaker, if you feel more comfortable taking the survey in Spanish, take it in Spanish. If you're an English speaker, you feel more comfortable taking it in English, take it in English. So I'm going to choose English and go forward. And this takes us to the instruction page, and you see that you can't go back. There's no back arrow to change your language selection. So once it's done, it's done. And so you'll see on this instruction page, a lot of this wording is in your script already, and that's just so that students can read along while you're talking to them, talking them through the instructions. Some of them will go ahead and start clicking on things. That always happens. So you all know how that goes, but it's here for them to refer back to if they have a question for you, or if you have a question, whatever the case is. So you'll see that here's that green go forward button. On the other pages, there will be this orange go back button. This is the page number drop down, and this shows all the pages of the survey. I'll get into this a little bit more about the colors and being able to jump forward and back pages. So this is just the instruction page that you'll read to the students and they can read to themselves. So let's go forward into the actual survey. And you'll see that most of these items are Likert scale items, strongly disagree to agree with a certain statement. The first 16 pages of the survey are pretty much all about social and emotional skills, trying to get at those different skills. So I'll take you through some of those real quick. And it'll seem like it's a lot, and the first few pages are, because there's about 10 items on each page. So even though it's one page, it's like a homework problem where it's A, B, C, D, E. So not all the pages are like that, though. It's just these first items that are about social and emotional skills have quite a few questions about them. So once you get to about page 16, and I'm not going to click all the way through this survey for you guys, but you'll see that there's quite a few of these pages getting at social and emotional skills, which is the whole point of the survey. And then once you get into page 17, then it starts with what's called the contextual questionnaire, which is, these are questions that are about the student's demographics, their home environment, their school environment. So it's kind of getting at kind of what sphere is the student operating in. And so there's several different questions. It's not just Likert scales now. There's, typing in responses. There are drop downs that you select from, things of that nature going throughout the rest of the survey. And so I'm going to take you to, I'm not going to click all the way through all 50 pages. I'll just take you to the last page of this survey. So you'll see this is a survey that I took for a student, and you can kind of see where the color coding comes into play here. So this, once they have taken the last question on page 49, page 50 is this thank you page with a summary of their responses. So you can see that this student has 44 questions that they filled in all the bubbles or filled in the free response or whatever for. 4 that are partially complete, so they filled in some of the bubbles or the free response, but not all of them. And then 1 where they didn't do any of them. So what you can do, which is great, is you can click on the page number and it'll take the student back to that page. So you can see, oh, this is the question they missed. Answer that question. And then instead of clicking all the way through, you can click on this drop down and then go to the next one that's incomplete. So jump to question 20. You'll see that 4 is green now because we filled in that question and completed it. So this might be something that happens. Some of the items don't all fit on one page. So if you don't scroll down, you'll miss these questions. So that might be something that happens. Fill in those items. Go to the next one. So here we have a free response that one of them was filled out, one of them wasn't filled out. So the student would go and complete that. And then you direct them to go to the next one that's incomplete using the drop-down menu. So this is 27. So this one they didn't fill in, they didn't select from the drop-down menu. So let's say I didn't go to preschool and I was 5 when I went to first grade. And then we have this number 32 that wasn't completed. And similar situation, if they didn't scroll down, they wouldn't have seen that there's one more question. Fill that in. And then once they're all resolved, you can go click back to page 50. It'll show you an updated summary. So now they're all complete, they're resolved. And then you go click to the next page. And this is the submit button. So unfortunately, there's no like actual submit, thank you, you're done button. This is this blue button with the C and the arrow. So you click on that. That is what submits to student responses. And it should take them back to this original login page. I don't think it did this in this case because I had that other survey open. But that's what the students will see. That's the type of questions that are in there. That's how you navigate through the form and whatnot. One other thing I wanted to show you guys real quick is that if I were to close out of the browser, so let's say something happens, the student, their internet goes slow and you have to restart the computer or something like that. If I close out of the browser, I log back into the student's information, using the student's information, and it should bring them back to that page that was left off. So we were on page 18. When we log back into this now, when it pops up, it should be back on page 18 like it is here. So that's a good feature just in case something happens where they have to go to the bathroom or something and the computer locks out or whatever and you have to log back in. It should pick up back where they're at and it should have their responses already. So that's basically what the survey will look like. Let Anthony know if you have any questions and we're happy to help in whatever way we can. And we really appreciate you guys helping make this study possible.